Hello, come on in, come on in, come on in. Thank you for joining me today. I invite you to come and listen to this message of hope. A lot I've been sharing, and I hope you're finding value in this. Please take the time to share this with people so they can partake in this. So when you come in, let me know where you're listening from, and please invite someone to come and listen. So how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Oh my God, I have so much going on. I am so grateful to God. So grateful to God, really. To where he's taking me, sometimes we dream and we don't know our dream can become a reality, or we try to limit what God can do in our life. I have made it a point to share as much as I can so that people can at least, gain some value from everything that happened to me and continue to happen to me. All the miracles I'm experiencing and all the things I have come through and I survived. I take it. I'm very excited about them because when I look back and then I'm like, I don't know how to explain this for anyone to understand. When you survive certain things in your life, you want to make sure that you link it and then let someone know, because there's some people that might be going through a lot. How you doing, Judith? Thank you for joining. Thank you. Welcome. People that are going through a lot, but they don't really know how to come out of it. One of the things that I tell people and I want to encourage you on is that sometimes when something is happening to you, we tend to look outside of ourselves, that thinking that our problem will be solved by the outside. But I'm trying to teach you a little bit on how to take things back inside. Whenever you're going through something, take it back in. All the answers you need, everything you need to do is inside of you. Everything you need to figure out is inside of you. But sometimes we take it outside because we're looking for people to commend us, or people to make us feel like, it's okay. If someone doesn't say it's okay, you tend to forget. You're not even gonna do anything you're supposed to be doing. We tend to forget. We tend to freeze during the time we go through encounters, and we don't try to tap into the things that we know. Hi, Janisco, how are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. So today we are going to continue this discussion by don't feel trapped. Don't feel trapped by your circumstances. How can you come out and then know that you're going through something that you can still be able to think through that? Because the time you're going through something, it's actually when a lot of things are happening. Your actions during that time determines a lot. How you come out of it, how you perform, the things that you do at that time has a lot to do with the outcome or the success of what you're going through. So what we are talking about today is how you don't want to be trapped in your circumstances. And I'm going to reference some things in the Bible because I try to make sure that I keep this real as well as it can get. So sometimes the only thing standing in our way, really, the only thing standing in the way of your miracle, of you reaching where you need to do, is you. Anytime you want to go somewhere, sometimes the only thing standing in the way is you. The only thing that is preventing you from getting to where you need to go is you. And that you that I'm talking about has a lot to do with your thinking. It's not something you're doing physically, but it's something that your emotions that have taken you through. That's how you feel like, when I say frozen, like you don't even know how to think through stuff. Some of us, when we're going through something, someone have to tell us something. We have to always seek opinions. And you're seeking commendations. You're seeking someone outside of yourself to say something to you, tell you something, so that you can be able to move forward or do it based on how they describe that you should do it. So most of us feel very trapped when we're going through something. But if you can have some clarity, what I'd say, some people, when the God says stay still, sometimes you don't have to do anything. You can just wait to think it through. If you don't have all the answers, you don't know what area to begin, you can just wait it through. But stop, take your dependency from outside of people back. Take it back. Once you take it back, there's nothing anybody tells you that is going to make you feel like you cannot achieve anything. Everything I'm teaching, everything I'm talking about is that you're enough. You're enough. You're very important. You just have to look at yourself like you're part of a puzzle that needs to be completed. And that puzzle, remember, we have to put it in where it fits. Once you get into where it fits, then the puzzle will be complete. But if you don't try to get yourself back into where you fit, that's where you seem like you're struggling. And some people, that struggle doesn't end. Most people struggle, sad to say, most people struggle and leave this world without fully achieving what God created them for. Most people leave this world without fully living. Most people are just continuously going through that same hubs. I know how easy it could get. I know how easy it gets for you to get trapped into that and don't know how to find your way out. So I'm hoping that you're listening to me today and you're able to take a pen and write 1 or 2 points that you can gain and practice. Nobody knows what you're feeling but you. Forget about what people are seeing. You know, I tell people, I say sometimes we're living this fake life that we don't even know how to come out of it. Most of us don't know how to go back into reality. So if you are one that is always watching people to do as they do, you're going to feel trapped. If you're the one that feel like whenever people do something, that you should look at it as the model, as the it of how to act, you're gonna feel trapped because people are not really being themselves fully. As I'm talking to you right now, you don't know what I'm struggling with, but every day I'm showing up. Even when I was morning act, nobody knew what I was going through. I have to tell you the story to understand. Because part of sharing my story was to help somebody out there. But when I talk about depression, I'm being very honest about it. You don't even gonna know when you slip into it. Most people that are rich today, that are smiling every day, they are not good. They are going through depression. They don't want to sort that issue out. And when you get trapped, means that you don't want to sort the issue out yourself. You keep thinking there's somebody somewhere that is going to come along and take care of that issue. But nobody is coming along. Anybody that even give you an opinion or try to help you is just there to help you, but not because that the problem is for them to solve. You still have to be able to weed some things out to know what you do. So being trapped and going to certain issue is what we are creating for ourselves. Like we are our biggest enemy sometimes. You know how people say you just doing something like self-inflicting pain. That's what most of us are good at. Most of us are good at that. And especially when we start doing certain things, certain self-destructive actions and behaviors that we tend to display, we are now destroying ourselves. So the only person standing between you and that miracle that you pray about every day you seek is you. Our tendency for dependency is nothing new to anybody. We are so dependent on anything. That's why people call it addiction. You see people say, oh, it's easy for you to say because, you know, you can get over it. No, you're just trying to depend on something like you're lacking something. Like there's something that you don't have or somebody else have that you don't have. You know, people say that it's like an excuse. Oh, this person can do this, but this person cannot do it because everybody's not the same. Of course, we're not the same. That doesn't mean that you're going to encounter something that God did not mean for you to succeed in. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not saying that we're all the same. We should solve the same problem the same way. But there's nothing that comes to your awareness that you don't have the capability of taking care of. You, I didn't say anybody. Anything that, you might see something. That's why sometimes they say, see something, say something. You might see something, there's a reason why you're seeing it. Out of everybody, you're the one that saw that. You're the one that thing is happening to. You're the one that certain things are going on with. So what you do is that when that's beginning to happen to you, you start sucking it and start being this self-pity. Take care of those things. Try to analyze them. Find out what it is that needs to be handled. So you can begin to take care of them. Because feeling sorry for yourself will not solve the problems. And then that's what we do all the time. We tend to forget that God created us fully capable of handling anything that is thrown in our way. There's nothing that is in your way that God did not create you, that did not give you the strength, don't give you something to handle. But we tend to get trapped. So throughout the public ministries of Christ, when we talk about Christianity and churches, we see people that encounter people that often feel trapped in their circumstances. Like someone is always talking about something, and when they talk about it, they're looking for miracle. It's like, this is happening to me. What is a miraculous way I can take care of it? So most of us is always looking for something, a different source, to take care of that is happening to us. So we feel limited by our wounds. You got hurt 30 years ago. Okay? You grew up. I shared how I grew up. I shared everything. I don't look like I used to look. Even I don't look like I looked last year. Not even look like I look in January. Why would you want to put me back there? Those things are just an experience for you. Don't let people make you feel like you have to be trapped there. I have someone that was talking about something that happened years ago, and they use it as a way, as a weapon against me. Man, do you understand that you're wasting your time? Because me, I left there. So what you need to do is not allow people. Stop allowing people to trap you in certain things. And these are even people that their life is even more messed up than your own. So think this through. Anytime I have an encounter with somebody, and I feel like somebody is trying to diminish my effort or who I am, I look at their life. That anybody's life will tell you everything you need to know. You don't need anybody to tell you anything. So don't let people that you obviously understand that they're struggling, not even up to where you are. Don't let them determine how you think or how you act. That's the mistake we make. You see, some of us, that's why this dependency that we have on things slow us down. That's why people will go and meet somebody they marry. They will allow the family member of those people be treating them bad, and they sit down there and take it because of marriage. Because you have somehow lost the ability to recognize yourself and value yourself and love yourself. If you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? It's not even something that you want to think through. So don't be trapped by your circumstances. Don't let your wounds hold you back. With the love of God, the power, the grace of Jesus is exploded in their excuses. Those is going to take away all those excuses away. And it's going to ignite your initiative to live by faith and not by sight. People, it's easy for us to talk about faith, but you don't what that means. It means that you are hoping and depending on something you cannot see. You get up every day, you're breathing air, the air goes into your lungs, your oxygen, you're breathing it. You don't see it, but you need that air to live. That's why you have to think about this. Because if you start thinking about living by faith, you're going to take the attention away from people. You're going to take the power back. You take it away. You see people every day, they get aggravated towards something. They feel like this is where I need to go pray more so I can be able to get more. People will forget how to do certain things because they are dependent on something outside source to help them believe or help them live. And that dependency is something that all of us suffer through. And when you suffer through, it's going to take you a long time to be very intentional. When it comes up, you have to put it down, suppress it. So take your power back and let's stop being trapped by your circumstances. Paralyzed and alone. You thought you could never achieve anything. You thought that the world has beaten you up so much that you cannot succeed. You keep thinking that the emotional pain you went through, that you're not enough. You have not healed. Because people are dismissing you. You use that to hold yourself down. You are paralyzing your own imagination about yourself. I say your own because even somebody tell you that, you have to believe it. So when you believed it, and it's making you paralyzed by what people say, that means you have now helped to absorb that. They say when they call you a name, you answer, then it's your name. It's a regular proverb in Igbo land. Because I like Igbo proverb, they tend to tell us something. So if someone call you a thief, why are you answering it if you're not one? Even if you're one, God has forgiven you. Nobody knows what you have done with God to get yourself out of that. So don't answer anything based on people trying to color you with something. If you don't let it go, it will become your imagination. You're going to be paralyzed with that. And it's going to be so painful. And then when that happens, you don't even see the midst of your restoration. Well, God is right there calling you and trying to reach you and restore you. But you feel like you're not enough. You feel like you have done so much that God cannot rescue you. I'm here to tell you that you need to stop that. That's not true. It doesn't matter what you have done. It doesn't matter what is going on in your life. God forgives. But you take it to human beings. No. Separate those two. Take the power away and focus to charge forward. You're going to encounter. You are going to encounter. If you're not encountering, you're not living. People are going to talk. They're going to talk about you that you want to crawl and go hide in a hole somewhere. If you have not encountered that, you're not living. So those things should not be a criteria for you living your full life. This life is so beautiful. The life is sweet. Find a way to suck in that sweet and this sugar in the life, and then spit out any bitterness that you have in you. You will see how your life will turn around. It seems like men have designed themselves to live where they desire not to, and mostly where they cannot attain because people are telling them that. But that should be something that you focus on. You need to go for those things that seem that you cannot attain them. And I shared in the previous days of how you can grow your skill, train yourself if you need to, so you can be able to achieve those things. Don't give up on the miracle that you have not even experienced. Your restoration is near and is reaching for you. We can only break out of our dependency on defining ourselves by our circumstances. If you wrestle with Jesus' question, do you want to get well? Do you want to get healed? Do you want to be rescued? Do you want to come out of what you're feeling? That's the question. If you generally desire to be well in all areas of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you must let go of all the labels you have been allowed to define you. You have to let go of all that labels. Whatever they have called you, you have to let it go. That's why today, I do not give a shit on what anybody say. I'm being honest with you. And people think, oh, you could say whatever you want to say. It's going to be watered down because that does not matter. That is not even a criteria. If you have that audacity, live that way. Live that way and see people, devil will look you in the face, they will turn around and run. Have the audacity, have the power to clean up all those labels. You need to genuinely let it all go. Everything that people have said, you need to let it go. Because people say things to hold you down and you're allowing it. Who told you that human beings are the ones that determines who goes to heaven, who is good? Who told you that? Because you see something, they think they're doing well, doesn't mean they are. So you need to release every label that people have put on you. You need to heal yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. Because the issue is that if you don't heal yourself, you're going to hurt somebody. Hurt people. Because what people do, they go around destroying everything in their way. Because they are not happy. If you are genuinely happy, the least of your mind is to hurt another person. People that go after people to destroy things are people that cannot find happiness. They cannot find peace. You guys know what it means to have peace. Do you think I'm willing to trade peace for anything? I will never. I will cut people off immediately if this solves my peace. Because when you gain peace, He will protect you with everything in you. So I'm asking you to dismiss everything so you can seek that peace. God is there waiting for you. And he's going to be willing to heal you. And you must let it go. You must stop seeing yourself as victims. You're not a victim. You must stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances. You must stop seeing yourself as a victim of the wounds you have. You must stop seeing yourself as a victim of what people are doing to you. Brush it off and move on. They are not doing anything to you. The only time it affects you is when you take it in. So you have the power to cut it off. And don't tell me God is going to do it for you. You have to do it. Because God is always there. He never gave you those labels. You took it in. So you have to let it go. And go take the label that God gave you. If you wear every label God gave you, you will not have time to entertain anything else. You put it on. If you don't do that, you need to do that. So you must stop seeing yourself as a victim. And you must start seeing yourself as someone that is a winner. You are a winner. Even if you feel like your circumstances does not look it right now, until you change your thinking, or you begin to turn things around, you will see that it's going to go away and get dismissed. Don't ever allow that to get you. So you must stop. You have the authority and you have the healing power of Jesus. You are a victor, not a victim. And you need to change that around and then let it go. Because God does not want you to be dwelling in those negative energy. And that's what keeps us. So I say wait on the Lord. And what does that mean, wait on the Lord? You have done everything. You have tried everything. Most of you are saying it. I've done everything. It's not working. But where is your thinking going? Because I told you guys before that your mind, God have seen it. You cannot be harboring something here, thinking something different, and your actions are different. They need to be reconciled. Your mind, your heart, and your behavior need to be reconciled. If you can't, wait. Step back a little bit and make sure you get reconciled. Because even when you attain something, you still need to push back a little bit to be reconciled. Even when God gives you personal assurance or prophetic insight, you may not get what you feel like you need or what you promise or you want to expect. The situation always tempts you to take matters into your own hands. You won't go and get it done. But I'm asking you to wait on God. Thank you for 100 stars, honey. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Ezim. Ezim, thank you for 200 stars. Love you, darling. So you must take the matters into your own hand. Those situations often tempt you to take matters into your own hands and try to force people and events to confirm that and what you believe. You try to force people to live the life that you want. You try to make people to believe you. And then you start seeking validation. That validation is what traps us. So what we are doing is that we think that people will tell us we are doing good, then that makes us be doing good. That is not the end result. So that's why I say wait. You don't need those validations. Those situations that you attempt to take matters into your own hand will not be the way you want it. Ultimately, it's just you. That's not how God wants it. And God wants you to do things His way. His will must be done. God wants us to wait on Him and remain patient in the face of obstacles and impossible odds. But we want to hit the fast forward button and jump into the healing. So most times, if you have done everything and then you have prayed and you reconcile with your mind, thoughts, and your actions, you have to wait on God. The miracle, the promise fulfilled, and the gift of God will come to you. And it might not come the way you think about it. That's something that makes us very impatient. Because we're expecting something, but something comes differently. That thing you're expecting might come to you more than you ever dream about. My retirement, I expected it, but this is the climax. I never thought about it happening this way. It has to be God, because it's so perfectly lined up. I've never been happier. I've never been so much at peace. because I knew I was struggling. So when that peace came, the enemy thought that they were going to get you with that. But God ended up decorating me with even more than I can ever dream about. His timing is perfect. That's all you need. God's timing is all you need. If you're not gaining value in what you're doing right now, your timing is off. And sometimes you need to be forced out of that. That's why you have to wait. To receive what the Lord has for you only requires your faith. Only requires your faith. Faith and faith alone will save you. Nothing else. Faith and faith alone will save you. Your idea of best might differ greatly from God's knowledge of best. Your expectation is very different. It might look similar, but God's way is always better. It's always perfected. Every day I ask myself, why do I deserve this? And that's a question that will keep trending in my mind, because the more I'm working in it, the more I'm getting overwhelmed with the love and what I'm receiving. I wish I could spell it out in a way you can understand, because that's God's perfect ending. I never expected this. I knew it was going to end. I knew my employment. I was there. 1000% ready. But you needed that perfection. Most of us will go and take it back. Most of us will reject it. And people will try to make you feel like you should reject it. But you're not. Because they don't understand where you are. You understand. People will say you're too young to retire. Why don't you work more years? Why am I working 1 minute more when I have everything handed to me? Do you know what it means to be able to stay without having to work? So these later years I'm thinking about will be so joyful. I get to do what I want when I want it. Because I had a struggle beginning of the year. My early years was very rough. So God decided to decorate my later years. Now you want me to listen to people by continuing, because I'm young. You're too young to retire. But you guys don't understand where I came from. The journey was far. You have your achy feet. I was weary. I was tired. Everybody wonder, why is she so tired? You're so young. Because I've been working since I was 6 years old. So why would I let that circumstance trap me? I blew out of it. I cut every chain. And that landed me here. So God's idea of best is great. That's the best you can ever have. It's according to his divine wisdom and omniscience. God has perfected everything. God's ways are higher than our ways. And we cannot know all that he knows. You cannot. If you do, that means you're cheating. That means you don't have any to try anymore. We should just end it there, right? But you cannot, because your faith needs to be tested. You have to be tested till you get there. Remember, I told you guys you need to be ready for what's coming. If you're not ready, you're just going to be struggling. When you're ready, it's going to be lined up. You cannot know all that God knows. What if you simply need to stop worrying so much and working so hard and surrender your need to God and put it on his feet? What if you just stop worrying and just stop making sure you align? Remember, reconcile your mind, your heart, and your actions. Most of us, our behavior is saying one thing else. We are thinking something different. Our heart is somewhere else. Those three need to reconcile, because that's what God sees. What you haven't even know that God, once a thought, before it comes to your mind, God knows it's coming. So although you're not acting it, you're not showing it, God already seen it. So he knows what's coming in your mind. And you don't need a sign from God. Even after God's messenger reassured Gideon, he still replied, but I'm not the wrath of my family, which is from the weakness clan out of them all. I love Gideon's story because even in the midst of his insecurities and warped thinking, God loved him enough to do as Gideon asked and make the future abundantly clear. God viewed the fleas as unnecessary, but he nonetheless did as Gideon asked to help him see differently. God does not want to punish you for clinging to your past. He wants to love you into your future. Your past, you're not going to forget it. You're not going to live there. You need to move on. God wanted Gideon to trust him, just as he still wants us to trust him today. That's all he's asking. Just trust him. Remember, you reconcile these three and your character, and you trust God to do the rest. God spoke truth and let his power permeate the way Gideon thought about himself and the future God called him to fulfill. The real test comes, of course, when you put your thoughts into actions. Those three need to reconcile. If your thoughts cannot come into actions, you cannot do one thing and you're thinking something different. Most of us do that all the time. Your action is different from your thoughts. You will trust God enough to break away from the past and your old ways in order to walk in faith and fight for your future. You have to trust him enough to do that. Rescue from the paralysis of the past, Gideon faced his fears and the help of God and overcome them. Free him to fight for and win his future. That's why sometimes it's necessary. You have to reach out to God. Most of us want God to do everything for us. Some people just feel like he's God, he should do it. Of course he's God. He sees everything. But like I say, you will not go against your will. You still have a stake at it. You have to do something. You have to take that step. Open that door and come out. And God will be there waiting for you. So let go of your expectations. God exists outside of time as we know it. And it is always at work. God is always working. But he exists outside of the time that you know. So that means, God, I'm praying that tomorrow morning, this is going to happen. That's not God's time. It might not be. It might be, but it might not be. So your expectation, you have prayed. Take your focus and your expectation out of what you're looking at. It's like, I want God, somebody to come out of this door. And you're looking at the door. The person might not come that hour, that minute. But you're focused on that door, and then it doesn't happen. You begin to get disoriented. You begin to now feel like it's like some people will even go crazy when what they're looking for does not come the way they expect it. It throws you off. So you must let go of that expectation. Know that God's time is not your time. God's time is different. His timing is the perfect one you should focus on. So any expectations you have, you must let it go. So that things can work naturally the way God wants them. Because your expectation might be blocking you. Because you might be looking this way, expecting something is happening this way. And most of us miss it all the time. That's how we miss the things that we need. Because we are putting our attention somewhere else. While we need to focus on somewhere different. So you have to let it go. God is going to do it when he's ready. And he might do it better than you even think about. God does not stop working. On the Sabbath day, even if he did set a precedent for us human by resting on the seventh day after creation. The religious leaders in the passage had convinced us in verse 2. That's Genesis verse 2. They convinced us that we are so righteous and so holy that we will not recognize God because most of us are not righteous enough. Have you ever heard people tell you you're not righteous enough? Or you used to do this. You used to be a thief. You used to do this to this. You used to do this to this. And they start telling you. And then the more they're talking, the more you're feeling down. The more they're talking, the more you're feeling down. All of a sudden, you have lost track of the reality that you're supposed to be holding on to, which is God. You start to believe them. Now, for you to remove it, remove all those labels. Physically remove them and go and throw them and burn them up. They don't belong with you. The Messiah is going to recognize you and he's going to take care of you. That's his job. If God touched you, the way God touched me, people even get confused. Even myself, I get confused. Because I know I have full awareness and full confidence in who God is. And because of that, nobody can dream anything. And people get upset about that because they're upset that you're not reacting. I can't react because you're not relevant. Does that make sense? Anybody that's trying to put you down is not relevant to your journey. Your job is to overcome it and charge forward. And that upsets the heck out of them. Because the expectation is for you to put your head down. Don't ever look up, start feeling sad. But you're not living it. So the devil gets upset. Because the devil can use anybody to get at you. But you have to stop all those expectations. Some people cannot see their own pride, arrogance, and self-righteousness, which blinded them from recognizing the deity of Jesus. God loves all of us. If you want to experience the abundance of life Jesus brings, you must let go of your own expectation. You must let go. You're not righteous. You're not perfect. You're not even sin-free. You're not. Nobody is. That's the ironic thing about this. Nobody is. But you allow somebody that is not sin-free to make you feel like all you do is sin. And you begin to look down on yourself. So now you have not shifted. You have left where you're supposed to be. You're focused on somewhere different. They got you. Because they got in here. So your job is to protect yourself at all times. Because God is always working. And he's watching you. And you're going to walk by faith. Faith is very high for God. Faith is very strong for God. So that faith cannot exist with fear. You have to choose one. The faith cannot exist by feeling like you're not worthy. So to feel the way you're feeling, that people might look at you and say you're prideful. God, they cannot get at you. They cannot get at you, of course. They cannot. Do you know it will be an abomination for me and for what I stand for and for what God stands for if I allow a human being to say something and begin to believe? Because all along my life, this has been God. So why would I put my emphasis and faith in somebody else? Because I knew I don't have a rich father. I knew I grew up one of the financial challenged child. I knew I grew up not having an avenue to go to school. Now I have my doctorate degree. I have more than 6 to 7 professional degrees and certifications. So somebody that was born with no avenue, no resources, nothing, no path to go to school, have now done it. And I'm going to allow somebody else that don't understand the God that is pushing me, the God that held me together, the God that opens these doors for me to walk through. I'm going to allow you to not convince me. You see, those two are not working very well. Because you cannot convince me. I'm living it. I'm living my miracle. So when somebody is living their miracle, why would I listen to people? That's the question I'm asking some of you. You're living your miracle, but because your expectations is out of way, it's out of whack. That's why I look at it. It's not even in line with what you should be looking at. You now begin to beat yourself up based on what you're seeing, what people are saying, the direction you're supposed to be. I have someone telling you you're supposed to build this. You don't understand. Like I tell people, there's an order of life. It doesn't matter what you do. If I come before you, I come before you. That doesn't mean that I'm always going to be in front. No, but that order of life is there. So when you are somewhere, you're feeling how you're feeling, check out your lineage and everything you have to do. Bust out of it. God will be there to take your hand. Because this order we're talking about, you have to do this to get here, to do this, to do this. Once you do it, it does not matter. You can bust out of it. So you don't allow people to convince you or make you trapped in your circumstances. Those two does not work. If you're constantly being trapped by your wounds or held back by what happened to you or what you're going through, you're not going to be successful. I'm sorry to say that. You have to choose one. So that means you need to totally let it go. This happened to me. I appreciate that. Because that is helping me to go here. So because this happened to me, I know I can be this. Because this happened, but this is what I want to be, then you're going to go be that. I'm not going to come to this country, gain all the opportunities that I had, and not go to school that I knew was holding me back. Education saved my life. But most of us are looking for the back door. We want to cheat our way through. We want to go do the things that we want to do so we can claim that we have that certification that we need. So we miss the process. When something happens, we cannot defend it. Sometimes God don't come there because you know that you have gone out of the path. You have skipped the process. That order, you have skipped it. And skipping the order, although you got what you need, does not mean that you have won. So I see this all the time. Your expectations. Some people will say, if I get this degree, this will happen. And they will cheat their way into getting that degree. But what they need did not happen because you begin to feel unsure about yourself. Your self-esteem begin to get bruised. You start to get upset. You start to get angry. Before you know it, everything around you is suffering. Why? Because you have still achieved what you think you want to achieve. But you are not at peace in it. Because you have skipped the process somehow. You have jumped over what you're not supposed to jump over. A lot of us are in that situation. So most people are at the top. Because it was handed to them. They didn't work for it. It didn't work for it. It's very different when you work for something that when it was handed to you. I don't care what anybody says. Very different. The kind of fulfillment you get in it. But when some people see people that work for you, they want to pull them back. That happens to me a lot at work. They want to pull you back so they can control you. Who the heck do you think you are? You understand there's a God that is working. You cannot control this. And then if it happens that I lose it, it's not because of you. It's just the timing of God and his perfect time. That's how it works. And I need you to get that confidence, get that faith, and believe what I'm telling you. That's what God wants of you. The obedience to understand who you are. To put your head up and break out of those circumstances that is holding you back. Stop getting trapped. So what are you trapped on today? What is it that is holding you back? Break out of it. So if you want to experience the abundance of life in Christ, you must let go of your own expectation. Even after you have walked with Christ for a long time, you must never assume God conforms to your way of seeing things. He can never assume. This mistake we make. I'm too much of a Christian. God sees me this way. No, 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 no. So even if you have been with Christ for long, you can never assume that. Or your timetable for answering prayers. Your timetable for answering prayers is not God's timetable. It might not be. Your spiritual growth depends on you being humility and working with God and how God wants it to. So human systems, temporary progression, and that we think as a scientific fact do not confine God. See all those facts. Oh, this happened, that does not confine God. What God does is that God finds a way to do things out of order. You should not need to understand how God's miracle happened in order to receive them. Don't need to show me how it happens. People do that a lot. This God you talk about, how come he can't do this? Are you kidding me? It's a personal salvation. Is a personal journey, very personal journey that each of us must learn to walk in and accept. So nothing can limit God. Nothing limits God. Nothing limits God. You have to let that sink in. I don't care where you are right now. It can flip tomorrow. I don't care what you think. This is the pattern I've seen. Everybody ends up like this, like this, like this. Stop saying that. That's one of the biggest mistakes we make. Oh, your father did this, you're going to do this. Your father did this, you're going to do this. People are just putting you on the timetable. That's not what God says. God is limitless. You guys get it now? So because sometimes we tend to put ourselves in this. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing it because this happened. No. You're limiting yourself. That is not what God wants. God is limitless. A paralyzed man encountered Jesus and his life changed forever. His miracle happened when it should not even happen. God's miracle always happens. This my retirement, effective May 1, which happened the 30th of April, is something that should not happen this way. Never thought about. This thing started early March. So it's like, my daughter, I'm going to put you in this category. I am making that decision, not somebody. But people think they made the decision. You did not. Somebody is in this category. That's more. And that's why this miracle is happening the way it's happening. Claim your miracle. Don't worry about A. Don't worry about B. Don't worry. Focus on yourself. Because comparison is what happens to us. Oh, maybe because of me and Ngozi is like this. That's why this is happening. Maybe because of me and you are talking. This one. No. Stop the comparison. Focus on yourself. Whatever is happening to you is happening because of you. That's the miracle of God. God's miracle happened when the Pharisees said it should not happen. It happened when the culture did not believe it could happen. I gained so many miraculous encounters in my over 31 years of City of Houston. If I have to sit down here and tell you from year 1 to year 31, that's why people say, this girl, you do juju. Because it's not something that's supposed to. Some people even give an example. Who do you think this ever happens to? She's happening to her because she's a witch. So you guys don't understand. And that's why I laugh at it when I see that, because you don't understand God. He is limitless. He can flip anything he wants. What does it mean? It means God will work his purposes in your life, even when people say he is not supposed to do it. You guys understand that? God will work his purposes in your life. Even when people say it's not supposed to happen this way, people have already pictured how it's supposed to happen. But that picture it doesn't look good, because that's human being. They're always going to do it their own way. Human beings always do something to make you feel bad. When they picture something, they picture you in a bad way, in a negative way, in the way that even you will start to feel sorry for yourself. But that's not God's way. God is in the job of taking things that's not supposed to be and flipping it around. Until you understand this, you begin to put your 100%, 1000% emphasis on God alone. He is not supposed to do it, and he did it. It means in the midst of your paralysis, God will perform the miracle everyone deems impossible. In the midst of you thinking this will never happen, God will do and overdo. And you say, I dare you, watch me do it. God will do it when all of hell says he's not supposed to do it. God will do it even when your enemy said you will never get access to this. God will do it. God will take something that belongs to you, that you think you have lost forever. He will take it and bring it right to you. When God perfects something, he perfects it to the best you have ever seen. Miracle is happening to us every day. Some of us are too focused on the wrong things that we're not seeing it. God will do it when your flesh says he's not supposed to do it. God will do it when your circumstances says God is not supposed to do it. God will do it when your past says you're not worthy enough. He will do it. God will find you worthy more than you ever understand. Your sins is only you that's carrying in your head. God has moved on. God, when you ask for forgiveness and accept Jesus as your Savior, your sin has been wiped away. Neither the Sabbath nor anything else can limit our God. What God does next in your life will anger hell and the devil. If you believe in God, what he's about to do in your life, all hell will break loose. Because upset the legalists around you. It will upset the non-believers. It will upset the people that have always pointed at you as you're nothing. It will upset the people that are expecting you to fall. It will upset those people every day that is in your head telling you how you're not worth enough. God's work in your heart, what he's about to do in your life next, will send all the other believers into a spontaneous praise and give you a testimony that will change your life and the life of everybody around you. You will be walking in the spirit of fullness of what Jesus has done in your life. You guys know what it means to walk in the spirit of fullness. I pray for everybody to experience it. What I am experiencing, what I have experienced from this God, I pray for people to have a taste of it. Because once you have a taste of it, you never go back. Once you have a taste and a plan, an idea of how God performs, you will never go back or trust anything. The problem we are having is that for us to gather all the energy and don't let the devil make it seem like it's nothing. Gather your energy and put it in God. Everything that you seek, that you want, God will do for you. But until you do that, you're not going to go anywhere. So I'm telling you today that you're next. You're next to break out of your circumstances. You're next to don't let the hurt that you have hold you down. You are next of God's miraculous changing pattern. You are next that God is not limitless, that God is limitless, that you cannot even limit God in what he can do. You are going to encounter Jesus in a life-changing encounter. That encounter you're going to get, God is going to tell you that I am God and I can change things the way I want it. God is going to decorate you that your enemies will begin to get confused. There will be so much confusion in your enemies' camp that God is saying, my daughter, I'm doing this to them. They won't even know what hit them because they'll be busy waiting for you on this door while God opens a different door for you to go through. God will use your enemies, people that planned against you. God will use them to even bless you more. That blessing you have been looking for is going to be topped off because God is going to use everything your enemy have done and hand it to you. People that are planning against you today don't even understand that if you put your emphasis on God, they should all be shaking in their boots. Anybody that see you come, you know how they say you wake up in the morning, the devil is angry. If you begin to tap into this thing, this blessing that God have for you, when people look at you, they will see it. There's nobody that see me today that don't want to have fear. You have fear because you don't know what's working inside of me. That God inside of me, by the time they finish, even you yourself will say, what is going on here? This is not how we planned it. Because you understand that you cannot limit God. Because you have not, you don't even have the access. Because that devilish planning, God does not partake in it. God destroys everything. You know how you pray every day for God to scatter your enemies. He's going to put confusion in their head. Like I tell people, I said, the thunder that will fire people that are coming after you, they have not created it. By the time God finished creating those thunder, those people will be confused. You will be begging God to have mercy on them. Because when you don't do anything to people, you should not fear. What are you fearing if you did not do anything? If people say you did this and you know your hands are clean, what are you fearing? You understand that you have to put your emphasis on God. You have to hold on to your faith. Because this God that I serve, that I have witnessed, I have tasted, I have eaten from his table, and he has fed me. God have given me what I did not ask for. I said, God, give me apple. God carried the whole fruit and gave me. When I say, God, give me 1 penny, God will multiply into 10 times and gave me. I have seen it happen. I have witnessed it. I have experienced it. Then why would I even pay attention to you? You should be worried why God has not come after you. Maybe because of my grace and my mercy, it's actually protecting you, but you don't know it. Because one thing that you don't want to do is don't want to wish anybody bad. You don't even want to take matters into your own hand. No. You should just allow God to prepare that thunder for them. You should not even do anything. You should just be watching every day, keep shining. Do you know how to look good? Go and find that. Go to the spa. Go do your nails. Go hang out. Go to happy hour. Go get some drink. Go relax with a glass of wine and watch. Because what you are doing, you're being still and handing everything to God. He is capable. He knows how to deal with things. Relax. Remove that your expectations. What you're thinking, my dear, it's not even close to what God is thinking. Because what he's thinking, this God that I have seen, this thing that I'm about to witness this end of April, that I don't even have to happen in my imagination. And it's happening. Better than I thought about it too. And you think I will pay attention to you when God has shown me? Choose one master and serve it with all your hearts. All your hearts. Leave wickedness alone. It's not for you. Bitterness, it's not for you. Envy, it's not for you. Jealousy, All these things, conniving, scheming, scheming, planning, all this you're doing. How is it working for you? You should ask yourself this question. Once in a while, you test yourself. All this I'm doing, have I got any richer, successful? What has it done for me? I'm talking about real. Do I have real peace? Because if you encounter real peace, my dear, you will understand what I'm talking about. You will not have time. If you encounter real peace, people can talk as much as they want. It does not faze you at all. Because, people can twist anything the way they want. Because, when they begin to twist stories, begin to twist something to benefit them, to be sweet, you are busy here enjoying the labor of this you worked hard for. You're busy enjoying this, our God. What God, your God, your Father is decorating you with. Why do you have to worry about that? Do you understand what you enjoy when you take your energy, your 100% and put in God? Do you understand? It's a different kind of life. It's a different kind of living. A different kind of feel. It's not even something I can explain, but you have to feel it. And when you feel it, you will never go back. When you test it, you never go back. You see, when you test it, this your wickedness will leave you. Anybody you see acting out of character, acting like they're crazy, acting stupid, God does not rest there. Because what God wants is harmony. The kind of harmony you gain, He's going to bring those people in your life, you're going to gain that harmony. So what are you worried about? Everything I read today, go and listen to this again. And again until you sink in. Marinate yourself in Word of God. The things that God said, put yourself in it and marinate yourself in it. And begin to soak yourself. Once you get through with that, you don't have time for anything. Trust me. God is God all the time. Remember I said He's always working. Just take your expectations out. I hope this helps somebody. I hope you find value in it. Like I said, let me know where you're listening from. Joy, how are you? Joy one called AZ. How are you? AZ the man, Lovette, my sweetheart. My darling, next month we're going to talk. We will have time to talk. Thank you for 100 stars, honey. Thank you so much. Ugochi Walter, thank you for tuning in. Good morning. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Judith. Anyway, you just leave that. That's another day. Azim, thank you for 200 stars. Thank you. Good morning, Oluchi. How are you? Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. This was good tonight. Go back in and share this. Make sure you go back and listen to this again and again and again. Write down the points. Please get out of your circumstances. You're not a victim. You are not a victim. You're not a victim. God did not make you a victim. Those labels, take them off. See, label, you're a thief, you're this, take them off. Begin to remove them from your body. They don't belong there. And put your emphasis and your focus in God. Thank you for being here. And I thank you guys for always tuning in. Share this for someone to partake in it. Talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.